In this video, you'll be learning 5 tips that will stop that pesky Natalia and increase your chances of winning against her. The first tip is to beware of the exclamation mark. When you know there's a Natalia on the enemy team, you should be alert at all times, because whenever an invisible Natalia comes near you, a yellow exclamation mark will appear above your head. If you see this signal and you're squishy, be prepared that she'll jump on you at any moment. Bushes are your friend, as Natalia will not be able to target you quickly if you're in a bush. She will have to enter the bush to be able to target you, so try to stay in bushes whenever possible. Also, whenever she gets close to you in your bush, the exclamation mark will appear, which should give you sufficient time to prepare yourself. You can try to predict where she's coming from and throw an attack at her. If it reveals her, you might get the jump on her. However, you should know that she will also have a red exclamation mark displayed to her to alert her that there are enemies in nearby bushes to her. She will get the signal the same time as you will get yours, so be prepared. But this tip can only help so much, since if you are squishy, there may be little time to react by the time you see the signal. Which brings us to tip 2. Playing heroes that are not too squishy. Natalia players love a juicy meal, and it always comes in the form of squishy enemies. Some players like to think that they should pick a bursty lineup against Natalia, and while this plan has its merits, this is usually a bad idea. Since she has the benefit of being invisible, she will usually get the jump on you first, so the idea of bursting her before she bursts you will often not work out as planned. Picking a hero that is not squishy or can be built tanky is usually a better idea. If you are an XP laner, jungler or roamer, picking a fighter or tank to play in those roles will tend to lead to better results, as she will have less targets to assassinate, or her attempts will usually lead to failure even if she tries. When your team does not have many targets for her to assassinate, she will mostly be forced to split push instead and be discouraged from ganking. This will at least put your team at a numbers advantage during team fights. If you can wipe her team out, there's little she can do to defend a push from your whole team. But what if Natalia manages to go around your team and destroys your backline? Well, we'll need tip 3. Play heroes that can break her invisibility. Being invisible is essential to Natalia's attempts to target you and your team, so it's equally important for you or your team to have a way to reveal her when she's invisible. Heroes that have area of effect skills which do not require a target to cast are great against her, as you will be able to reveal her. Rafaela is a good example of such a hero. Her first skill has a low cooldown and large AoE, which you can cast to find Natalia hidden in bushes or whenever you see the exclamation mark popping up. This skill alone will deter her from coming for you or your team when you're around. And even if she tries, she will not have an easy time getting away, as the skill will reveal and slow her when she tries to use a second stack of the ultimate. Hylos is also a good pickup, since his second skill will pause and reveal her if she's in range, and it will last indefinitely until you run out on health. His first skill can also stun her if she gets close enough. Leslie can also reveal Natalia by using her ultimate while she's in range, effectively lowering the chance that Natalia will be able to sneak up on you. Just spam your ulti button whenever you're walking around and it will reveal her when she's in range. YSS and Alder's ultimates can also immediately reveal her anywhere she's on the map, which will also help your entire team to spot her. You can also abuse Selena and Popo's traps by placing them in bushes which you think she'll likely use. If she happens to step on any of the traps, it will immediately reveal her, so try to spam as many traps as you can around the map to increase your chances of finding her. I won't be able to cover every hero in this video, as it will make it way too long, so here is a list of heroes that are effective against her in my opinion. I would love to know if you have any other suggestions in the comments. Okay, but you have to play a squishy marksman or mage, because you're going to the go or mid lane, which is of course essential to any team lineup, which is why there's tip 4. Building the right items. Since Natalia is a physical damage hero, building additional physical defense will help you survive her burst. If she's unable to one-shot you, you can have a better chance of surviving and giving yourself enough time to escape, or for your teammates to save you. Dreadnought armor is a good early defense item to pick up against her, as it can greatly lower her damage against you. You can upgrade this to Anticuirass later in the game if you want to build other items first. If you are a marksman, you can use the Wind of Nature's effect to become immune to physical damage for 2 seconds. This will increase your chances of surviving her sneak attack when she comes for you. Picking this up earlier will definitely discourage her from trying her luck on you. If you are playing a magic hero, you can also buy the Winter Truncheon. This item is not a pure counter, since it also freezes you during the phase of immunity, but it may just give you enough time for your teammates to save you, or at least discourage her from diving you near a tower. Buying more physical defense items will of course make it harder for her to one-shot you, so if you can afford the space, you can consider buying more. Applying all these tips, however, will not be as important as tip 5. Don't make it easy for her. This may be the most important tip, as it applies to every kind of hero you play. If you are a squishy target like a marksman or mage, always try to stay near your team. You should try to play as safe as you can and never make a risky play unless you know her position on the map. This may sometimes frustrate the Natalia player enough and cause her to make risky dives out of desperation itemization, as she knows it will become exponentially difficult for her to find targets when your team starts grouping up more during the later stages of the game. Similarly, as a roam or EXP laner who is tanky, you should ensure the safety of your squishier members by creating safe areas of the map for them to move around. You can do this by checking bushes ahead of them and providing vision. It will definitely increase the chances that you will win the game, as it renders the Natalia almost useless. Now for a bonus tip, since her recent changes to her ultimate, Natalia will be able to kill jungle creeps to quickly refresh her ultimate stacks. So clearing the jungle monsters as frequently as you can will hinder her ability to return quickly to teamfights with her ultimate at full stacks. I hope this video has helped you better prepare against Natalia. If you have learned something from this video, YouTube thinks there's something useful for you in this next video as well. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.